On November 3rd, 1957, a stray dog from the streets of Moscow made history and broke hearts. Her name was Laika, meaning barker in Russian. She was chosen because she was small, calm, and used to surviving in the cold. Yet that toughness would send her farther from home than any creature before her, aboard the Soviet spacecraft Sputnik 2, becoming the first living being to orbit the Earth. But what ultimately happened to Laika? And what is her legacy? Well, Sputnik 2 was rushed. Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev demanded a new mission in space just 1 month after Sputnik 1 became the first satellite in history to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Bolshevik Revolution. Soviet engineers had only 4 weeks to design, build, and test a ship that could carry a living passenger. There was no plan for return. Scientists knew Laika's flight would be one way, yet they moved forward, driven by pressure, pride, and the race to beat the United States, the Soviet Union's Cold War nemesis. Laika and other stray dogs were subjected to grueling preparation. They were confined to smaller and smaller capsules, spun in centrifuges to simulate G-forces, and exposed to the deafening roar of launch. Despite the harshness, Laika's gentle nature made her a favorite. One of her handlers, Vladimir Yazdovsky, took her home the night before liftoff, letting her play with his children, later saying that he wanted to do something nice for her. At 5:30 a.m., Sputnik 2 lifted off. G-forces 5 times normal pressed Laika into her seat. Her heart rate tripled, her breathing quadrupled. Yet she reached orbit alive, circling Earth every 103 minutes. But within hours, the spacecraft's heat shield failed. The temperature inside climbed above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Laika died from overheating and panic, not the painless euthanasia the Soviets claimed. For decades, they insisted she'd survived for days. 5 months later, Laika's remains and the Sputnik 2 spacecraft burned up in the Earth's atmosphere. Though her end was tragic, Laika's mission proved that living organisms could endure launch and weightlessness, a discovery that paved the way for Yuri Gagarin's groundbreaking flight just 4 years later. Around the world, she became both a symbol of sacrifice and of scientific progress. Stamps, songs, and stories carried her name. In 2008, Russia unveiled a statue of Laika on a rocket, honoring the dog who gave her life for humanity's first step toward the stars. Although I recognize the historical importance of this mission, it's hard for me to not feel sad about Laika's experience that day. Perhaps it's because of the way I feel for my 2 doggies, Zoe and Ruby. As Mrs. Lewis likes to say, they're not spoiled, they're loved. Laika never came home, yet her orbit around Earth marked the moment humanity crossed a boundary between curiosity and courage, between progress and conscience. In the silence of space, one small stray became immortal. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1752, Handel undergoes risky cataract surgery that fails, causing severe vision loss. In 1903, with U.S. support, Panama declares independence from Colombia. In 1918, sensing World War I's end is near, German sailors refuse to attack the British Navy. In 1964, D.C. is able to vote for president for the first time thanks to the 23rd Amendment. In 1998, former professional wrestler Jesse Ventura is elected governor of Minnesota. In 2014, 13 years after the 9/11 attacks, New York City's One World Trade Center officially opens. In 2015, video game company Activision Blizzard buys King, the maker of Candy Crush. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. In which battle did the U.S. military suffer its greatest number of casualties at the hands of Native Americans? The Battle of the Wabash? The Battle of Birch Coulee? The Battle of Platte Bridge? Or the Battle of the Little Bighorn? Liked learning about Laika and Sputnik 2? Then you'll love this one about Sputnik 1, the satellite that started it all. Tap the screen to keep the story going on Today in History.